I live in the subtropics in South Florida, and one of the best ways to grow enough food to sustain life here is to grow yuca. I planted some of this a year ago, and now I have a ton of yuca that I have to figure out what to do with. Now, the first batch went bad. It happened really quickly. I wasn't expecting that. When you buy yuca in the store, they come with a wax coating, but when you grow it yourself, they don't have that coating, and they go bad really fast unless you preserve them. And the best way I found to preserve them is to freeze them. But you don't want to just throw this in your freezer. You want to clean it up and then put them in Ziploc bags and put them in the freezer, and you can eat them whenever you're ready. Now, I looked on YouTube and I tried to find good videos on how to do that, and there were some parts that were good and some parts that were bad in most of the videos, so I wanted to make one that was kind of complete. First, you want to wash really well the yuca. It grows underground like a potato, and it has dirt on it, so you want to scrub it really good, so when you're cutting you don't have kind of dirt that you're messing around with. Here we go. Alright, you want to use a chef knife like that to do this process. You don't want to use any other knife than a sharp chef knife. Okay, so we have the end here, and you want to cut downwards, and you want to cut it like that into strips. And toss the ends. Okay, so once you get to this part, I've seen a lot of people cutting like this on YouTube. I'm 50% ninja, and I will probably still cut myself trying to do this that way, because this part is hard, this part is soft, so once you get past the hard part, it's going to slice right through. And if your hand is in front of it, you're going to cut yourself. And that sucks. So, you always want to cut down. There's two layers to the yuca. There's the outer brown layer, and there's this inner kind of pink greenish layer. When I cooked my first batch of yuca, I didn't know about that. I only took off the brown layer, trying to preserve as much of it as possible and not for it to not go to waste. But that second layer is woody, very hard. And worse than that, it's bitter. So it made even the good parts of the yuca taste terrible. Alright, then I like to give it a wash. Alright, now when you eat yuca in the restaurants, usually they leave that vein in there, and I find it to be kind of gross. Some people say to first boil the yuca and then take that off, but then the yuca is hot and you're handling like really hot yuca. That's not really ideal either, so I like to take it off at this stage. So I know it's right here, so I make a cut offset. So I know that part doesn't have any of the vein in it. And to get the vein out, you make a V, and that comes out. And there you go. Just repeat the process until all your yuca is cut up. Put it in a Ziploc bag like that, toss it in the freezer, and you're good to go. To cook it, you just have to boil it for about half an hour, and then you can kind of saute it with onions, garlic, whatever you want, or you can fry it at that point, and I'm looking forward to it. So good luck and enjoy.